General Class Question Pool. Questions and correct answers only July 1, 2019 to June 30, 2023. By K8TB. Last edited March 8, 2019. Subelement G4 Amateur Radio Practices, 5 exam questions 5 groups. G4A station operation and setup. What is the purpose of the notch filter found on many HF transceivers? Answer: to reduce interference from carriers in the receiver passband. What is one advantage of selecting the opposite, or reverse, sideband when receiving CW signals on a typical HF transceiver? Answer: it may be possible to reduce or eliminate interference from other signals. What is normally meant by operating a transceiver in split mode? Answer: the transceiver is set to different transmit and receive frequencies. What reading on the plate current meter of a vacuum tube RF power amplifier indicates correct adjustment of the plate tuning control? Answer: a pronounced dip. What is a reason to use automatic level control, ALC, with an RF power amplifier? Answer: to reduce distortion due to excessive drive. What type of device is often used to match transmitter output impedance to an impedance not equal to 50 ohms? Answer: antenna coupler or antenna tuner. What condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF power amplifier? Answer: excessive drive power. What is the correct adjustment for the load or coupling control of a vacuum tube RF power amplifier? Answer: maximum power output without exceeding maximum allowable plate current. Why is a time delay sometimes included in a transmitter keying circuit? Answer: to allow time for transmit-receive changeover operations to complete properly before RF output is allowed. What is the purpose of an electronic keyer? Answer: automatic generation of strings of dots and dashes for CW operation. Which of the following is a use for the if-shift control on a receiver? Answer: to avoid interference from stations very close to the receive frequency. Which of the following is a common use for the dual VFO feature on a transceiver? Answer: to permit monitoring of 2 different frequencies. What is one reason to use the attenuator function that is present on many HF transceivers? Answer: to reduce signal overload due to strong incoming signals. What is likely to happen if a transceiver's ALC system is not set properly when transmitting AFSK signals with the radio using single sideband mode? Answer: improper action of ALC distorts the signal and can cause spurious emissions. Which of the following can be a symptom of transmitted RF being picked up by an audio cable carrying AFSK data signals between a computer and a transceiver? Answer: all these choices are correct. The Vox circuit does not unkey the transmitter. The transmitter signal is distorted. Frequent connection timeouts. How does a noise blanker work? Answer: by reducing receiver gain during a noise pulse. What happens as the noise reduction control level in a receiver is increased? Answer: received signals may become distorted. G4B test and monitoring equipment, two-tone test. What item of test equipment contains horizontal and vertical channel amplifiers? Answer: an oscilloscope. Which of the following is an advantage of an oscilloscope versus a digital voltmeter? Answer: complex waveforms can be measured. Which of the following is the best instrument to use when checking the keying waveform of a CW transmitter? Answer: an oscilloscope. What signal source is connected to the vertical input of an oscilloscope when checking the RF envelope pattern of a transmitted signal? Answer: the attenuated RF output of the transmitter. Why is high input impedance desirable for a voltmeter? Answer: it decreases the loading on circuits being measured. What is an advantage of a digital voltmeter as compared to an analog voltmeter? Answer: better precision for most uses. What signals are used to conduct a two-tone test? Answer: 2 non-harmonically related audio signals. Which of the following instruments may be used to monitor relative RF output when making antenna and transmitter adjustments? Answer: a field strength meter. Which of the following can be determined with a field strength meter? Answer: the radiation pattern of an antenna. Which of the following can be determined with a directional wattmeter? Answer: standing wave ratio. Which of the following must be connected to an antenna analyzer when it is being used for SWR measurements? Answer: antenna and feed line. What problem can occur when making measurements on an antenna system with an antenna analyzer? Answer: strong signals from nearby transmitters can affect the accuracy of measurements. What is a use for an antenna analyzer other than measuring the SWR of an antenna system? Answer: determining the impedance of coaxial cable. What is an instance in which the use of an instrument with analog readout may be preferred over an instrument with a digital readout? Answer: when adjusting tune circuits. What type of transmitter performance does a two-tone test analyze? Answer: linearity. G4C interference to consumer electronics, grounding, DSP. Which of the following might be useful in reducing RF interference to audio frequency devices? Answer: bypass capacitor. Which of the following could be a cause of interference covering a wide range of frequencies? Answer: arcing at a poor electrical connection. What sound is heard from an audio device or telephone if there is interference from a nearby single sideband phone transmitter? Answer: distorted speech. What is the effect on an audio device when there is interference from a nearby CW transmitter? Answer: on and off humming or clicking. What might be the problem if you receive an RF burn when touching your equipment while transmitting on an HF band, assuming the equipment is connected to a ground rod? Answer: the ground wire has high impedance on that frequency. What effect can be caused by a resonant ground connection? Answer: high RF voltages on the enclosures of station equipment. Why should soldered joints not be used with the wires that connect the base of a tower to a system of ground rods? Answer: a soldered joint will likely be destroyed by the heat of a lightning strike. Which of the following would reduce RF interference caused by common mode current on an audio cable? Answer: placing a ferrite choke around the cable. How can a ground loop be avoided? Answer: connect all ground conductors to a single point. What could be a symptom of a ground loop somewhere in your station? Answer: you receive reports of hum on your station's transmitted signal. What technique helps to minimize RF hotspots in an amateur station? Answer: bonding all equipment enclosures together. Which of the following is an advantage of a receiver DSP if filter is compared to an analog filter? Answer: a wide range of filter bandwidths and shapes can be created. Why must the metal enclosure of every item of station equipment be grounded? Answer: it ensures that hazardous voltages cannot appear on the chassis. G4D speech processors, S-meters, sideband operation near band edges. What is the purpose of a speech processor as used in a modern transceiver? Answer: increase the intelligibility of transmitted phone signals during poor conditions. Which of the following describes how a speech processor affects a transmitted single sideband phone signal? Answer: it increases average power. Which of the following can be the result of an incorrectly adjusted speech processor? Answer: all these choices are correct. Distorted speech, splatter, excessive background pickup. What does an S-meter measure? Answer: received signal strength. How does a signal that reads 20 dB over S9 compare to one that reads S9 on a receiver, assuming a properly calibrated S-meter? Answer: it is 100 times more powerful. Where is an S-meter found? Answer: in a receiver. How much must the power output of a transmitter be raised to change the S-meter reading on a distant receiver from S8 to S9? Answer: approximately 4 times. What frequency range is occupied by a 3 kHz LSB signal when the displayed carrier frequency is set to 7.178 MHz? Answer: 7.175 to 7.178 MHz. What frequency range is occupied by a 3 kHz USB signal with the displayed carrier frequency set to 14.347 MHz? Answer: 14.347 to 14.350 MHz. How close to the lower edge of the phone segment should your displayed carrier frequency be when using 3 kHz wide LSB? Answer: at least 3 kHz above the edge of the segment. How close to the upper edge of the phone segment should your displayed carrier frequency be when using 3 kHz wide USB? Answer: at least 3 kHz below the edge of the band. G4EHF mobile radio installations, alternative energy source operation. What is the purpose of a capacitance hat on a mobile antenna? Answer: to electrically lengthen a physically short antenna. What is the purpose of a corona ball on an HF mobile antenna? Answer: to reduce RF voltage discharge from the tip of the antenna while transmitting. Which of the following direct, fused power connections would be the best for a 100-watt HF mobile installation? Answer: to the battery using heavy gauge wire. Why is it best not to draw the DC power for a 100-watt HF transceiver from a vehicle's auxiliary power socket? Answer: the socket's wiring may be inadequate for the current drawn by the transceiver. Which of the following most limits an HF mobile installation? Answer: efficiency of the electrically short antenna. What is one disadvantage of using a shortened mobile antenna as opposed to a full-size antenna? Answer: operating bandwidth may be very limited. Which of the following may cause receive interference in a radio installed in a vehicle? Answer: all these choices are correct. The battery charging system, the fuel delivery system, the vehicle control computer. What is the name of the process by which sunlight is changed directly into electricity? Answer: photovoltaic conversion. What is the approximate open circuit voltage from a fully illuminated silicon photovoltaic cell? Answer: 0.5 VDC. What is the reason that a series diode is connected between a solar panel and a storage battery that is being charged by the panel? Answer: the diode prevents self-discharge of the battery through the panel during times of low or no illumination. Which of the following is a disadvantage of using wind as the primary source of power for an emergency station? Answer: a large energy storage system is needed to supply power when the wind is not blowing.